Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. Huge college football slate today, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Getting pretty close to 23K subs. Go ahead and make that happen. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. All kinds of boosts and promos, especially for today. All kinds of profit boosts. So get in on the action there. And yeah, we'll hop in it. A lot of great games today. Starting with Florida versus Texas. Texas opening up as a 21.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 48. Florida coming into this matchup 4-4. Texas 7-1. Florida, they are coming off a tough Georgia loss, 34 to 20. A lot of quarterback issues for them. Lagway's questionable. Aiden Warner expected to start versus Texas. Texas coming off a close Vanderbilt win. I mean, Vanderbilt's been a good team, so that was a tough win for Texas. Coming off that Georgia loss. Florida, they've been good covering the spread, 5-0 covering the spread though, but it's the quarterback issues that really concern me. Texas 11-1 at home. I just kind of expect a big bounce back from Texas. I'm just not in love with Florida. It's a big spread. I mean, we've seen Texas dominate the spread all season here. This just isn't really a good Florida team. And it's just the quarterback injuries that concern me. I'm going to buy a point. Give me Texas minus 20.5 at home today. Next matchup, we got Miami versus Georgia Tech. Miami opening up as an 11-point road favorite with the over-under at 63.5. Miami coming into this matchup 9-0. Georgia Tech 5-4. Miami coming off a big Duke win, 53-31. Undefeated. It's amazing what they've done so far this season. One of the last few unbeaten teams left. Georgia Tech, they're on a 2-game losing streak, coming off a Virginia Tech loss. Miami 10-4 against Georgia Tech, 4-2 covering on the road against Georgia Tech here. They're 5-0 on the road. The over's hitting Miami's 10 of their last 12. I mean, Miami puts up a lot of points. I just don't know how I could trust Georgia Tech here. Miami's just on such a roll. I got to take the Hurricanes minus 11 and money line on the road in this one. Next matchup, we've got Purdue versus Ohio State. Ohio State opening up as a 38-point home favorite with the over-under at 53. Purdue coming into this matchup 1-7. Ohio State 7-1. Purdue coming off a Northwestern loss. Purdue, they're on a 7-game losing streak right now. We've seen against the tough teams, Oregon beat them 35-0. Notre Dame 66-7. Don't know how I can trust Purdue to cover. Quarterback play has been horrible. Their offense been pretty horrible here. Ohio State coming off a tough Penn State win, 20-13. Purdue 1-4 against Ohio State, 0-8 on the road against Ohio State here. They're 1-6 covering the spread. Ohio State 10-0 at home, 8-0 at home against Purdue. I expect a big win from Ohio State. Coming off a defensive battle last week, I expect the offense to get rolling. Give me Ohio State minus 38 at home today. Next matchup, we got Army versus North Texas. Army opening up as a 3-point road favorite with the over-under at 63. Army coming into this matchup 8-0. North Texas 5-3. What a season Army's having. I mean, man, who would have thought they'd be 8-0? Army's quarterback, Bryson Daly, questionable. Remember, he missed last week's game. Didn't really know anything about it until the game was about to start. Coming off a 20-3 win against Air Force. Really, if Bryson Daly plays, they dominate that game. But man, Army's look so good. North Texas on a 2-game losing streak right now. Army 5-2 against North Texas. They're 8-2 covering the spread, 6-2-1 covering on the road. Hopefully Bryson Daly plays, but if not, the quarterback that played last week, He was pretty good for the fill, and the offense you saw took definitely a hit. They've scored like pretty much 30, 40 plus points here in most of their games. Only scoring 20. You saw the offense take a hit a bit, but the defense has been great. I'm buying a half a point. I just got to keep rolling with the Black Knights here. And I'll take Army minus 2.5 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we've got Clemson versus Virginia Tech. Clemson opening up as a 6.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 53. Clemson coming into this matchup 6-2. Virginia Tech 5-4. Clemson coming off a bad Louisville loss, 31-20 or 33-21. Virginia Tech, they're coming off a Syracuse loss. Virginia Tech, I know they're dealing with some issues. Drones, their quarterback, and Tootin, their running back, are both questionable, which isn't good. It says possibly they both could be inactive. We will see here. That'd be interesting if they both are ruled out. Clemson, though, they're 6-0 against Virginia Tech. 5-1 covering against Virginia Tech here. Yeah, I just think Clemson coming off the bad Louisville loss. I think they get back on track today. Give me Clemson minus 6.5 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we've got Georgia versus Ole Miss. Georgia opening up as a 3-point road favorite with the over-under at 55. Georgia coming into this matchup 7-1. Ole Miss 7-2. Georgia coming off a Florida win 34-20. Ole Miss coming off a big Arkansas win 63-31. Georgia 4-1 covering against Ole Miss, 11-1 against Ole Miss straight up here. 17-1 on the road where they've been pretty dominant. Ole Miss 11-1 at home. The unders hit in Ole Miss is 8 of their last 10 against Georgia here. My only worry with this game, Ole Miss, they struggle against the elite competition. I mean, we saw them lose to LSU. They had that upset loss against Kentucky, but against the great teams, Ole Miss always just kind of chokes, especially in the SEC against Bama, against Georgia. I just gotta take Georgia here. I'm not confident in Ole Miss to beat Georgia at home. So I'm taking Georgia minus 2.5 and money line on the road in this one. Next matchup, we've got Iowa State versus Kansas State. Iowa State versus Kansas. Iowa State opening up as a 2.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 50. Iowa State coming into this matchup 7-1. Kansas 2-6. Iowa State finally coming off a loss, 1-point loss against Texas Tech, 23-22. Kansas, they're coming off a Kansas State loss, 29-27. Bad year from Kansas. It's just been disappointing for them. Iowa State 11-3 against Kansas, 7-0 covering on the road right now. The unders hitting Kansas 8 of their last 11 against Iowa State. Yeah, Kansas just is not a good football team here. You got Iowa State coming off a tough loss. I think they bounce back today. Give me Iowa State minus 2.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Colorado versus Texas Tech. Colorado opening up as a 3.5 point road favorite with the over-under at 63. Colorado coming into this matchup 6-2. Texas Tech 6-3. Colorado coming off a Cincinnati win 34-23. Colorado just keeps proving everyone wrong. They weren't supposed to have 6 wins this season, is what they said. Colorado's bowl eligible. They're ranked now. They're playing really good football. I mean, they're playing really good football. It's hard to look past how good they're playing. The offense is looking good. Defense has been able to make stops when they need them most. Texas Tech coming off a big Iowa State win after that 2-game losing streak. Nice bounce back from Texas Tech. Colorado 6-0 covering the spread right now. 4-0 run covering against Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 6-1 at home. I mean, this is going to be a battle. This will be a fun one here. I think there'll be a lot of points. I just got to take Colorado. They have so much momentum right now. They're playing great football, and I'm buying the point. Give me Colorado minus 2.5 and money line on the road today. Next matchup, we got South Carolina versus Vanderbilt. South Carolina opening up as a 3.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 46. South Carolina coming into this matchup 5-3. Vanderbilt 6-3. South Carolina on a 2-game winning streak, coming off a big Texas A&M win, 44-20. Vanderbilt coming off a nice Auburn win, 17-7. South Carolina, they're 10-0 against Vanderbilt, 7-0 on the road against Vanderbilt. I mean, they've been dominant against Vanderbilt, but I will say this is the best Vanderbilt's ever been, just ever. Vanderbilt's never been this good. Vanderbilt's really never been ranked. So I mean, this is a whole different Vanderbilt team that we've never seen before. They're 4-1 covering at home. They're 6-0 covering against the SEC right now. It's pretty crazy. 5-1 covering the spread. Vanderbilt's just been playing really good football here. And at home, I think they're very good dogs today. Give me Vanderbilt plus 3.5 at home. Next matchup, we got Maryland versus Oregon. Oregon opening up as a 26-point home favorite with the over-under at 57.5. Maryland coming into this matchup 4-4. Oregon 9-0. Maryland coming off a Minnesota loss 48-23. Oregon, undefeated, coming off a big Michigan win. Maryland 1-4 covering the spread. The over's hit in 6 of their last 7 against the Big Ten. Oregon 13-0 at home, where they've been dominant. For me, hard to bet against Oregon. They're playing too good. Give me Oregon minus 26 at home today. Next matchup, we've got Mississippi State versus Tennessee. Tennessee opening up as a 23.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 61. Mississippi State coming into this matchup 2-7. Tennessee 7-1. We've got Mississippi State coming off a UMass win. But they've been absolutely horrible this season. I mean, in the SEC, they've been getting dominated. Tennessee, they're on a 3-game winning streak, coming off a 28-18 win against Kentucky. Mississippi State 1-7 against Tennessee, 0-5 on the road against Tennessee here. Tennessee, the offense hasn't been good. It has not been good here. They haven't scored more than 28 points since September 14th. Against Kent State. This team is just not scoring. I don't know what it is. I mean, they're winning games, but I mean, they're 28, 24, 23, 14, 25. Last 5 games, have had more than 28 points here. It's pretty tough. The offense just hasn't not been there. Not been what you thought it was. They're great at home, 6-0 at home, 5-0 at home against Mississippi State here. Not the greatest thing I'm in love with, but I just think I got to take the points with Mississippi State. We haven't seen Tennessee put up that many points, so give me Mississippi State plus 23.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got Alabama versus LSU. Alabama opening up as a 3-point road favorite with the over-under at 58.5. A monster matchup here with these two teams. Gonna be a great game here. Bama, they're coming off a 34-0 win against Missouri. Crazy win they're coming off of. LSU, they're coming off a bad A&M loss. Bama 11-2 against LSU, 5-1 on the road against LSU here. LSU 14-0 at home. They play very good at home. This one's going to be a battle here. You're catching Bama coming off a great game. LSU, tough loss against A&M. We've seen Bama very vulnerable in the SEC, though, losing to Tennessee, losing to Vanderbilt, close one against South Carolina. This is going to be a tough test for Bama. And I think we're going to get another kind of classic matchup here. I'm buying 0.5 point. I like the home team here. Give me LSU plus 3.5 at home. Next matchup, we got Florida State versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame opening up as a 26-point home favorite with the over-under at 42.5. Florida State coming into this matchup 1-8. Notre Dame 7-1. Yeah, Florida State coming off a UNC loss 35-11. I mean, look at it's just bad. This Florida State team cannot score. I mean, just all season. They started out the opener, scored 21 points. Since then, 13, 12, 14, 16, 13, 16, 14, 11. It's crazy. They have not gotten 20 points since the first game of the season here. This Florida State team's bad. Notre Dame, they're on a 6-game win streak, coming off a dominating Navy win. Very dominating Navy win against a good Navy team. Yeah, there's just zero confidence in Florida State here. I expect a big win from Notre Dame at home against a Florida State team that can't get 20 points. Give me Notre Dame minus 26 at home in this one. Next matchup, we got Nevada versus Boise State. Boise State opening up as a 24-point home favorite with the over-under at 60.5. Nevada coming into this matchup 3-7. Boise State 7-1. Nevada on a 3-game losing streak, coming off a Colorado State loss. Boise State, they're coming off a 56-24 win against San Diego State. Boise State on a 6-game winning streak. They've been pretty much dominating. Nevada 1-9 on the road against Boise State, 2-17 against Boise State, where they've been very bad. Boise State 9-0 at home. Yeah, I just got to ride the Broncos here. I mean, they're playing great football. Give me Boise State minus 24 at home. Next matchup, we got Virginia versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh opening up as a 7.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 57.5. Virginia coming into this matchup 4-4. Pittsburgh 7-1. Virginia on a 3-game losing streak, coming off a North Carolina loss. Coming off a bad SMU loss, ruining their undefeated season. Coming off a 48-25 loss against a good SMU team. Virginia 1-6 against Pitt, 3-6 covering against Pitt, where they just have not been good. Pitt 6-0 at home, 5-1 at home against Virginia. I think they bounce back today. Bad loss last week. Gonna buy a point. Give me Pittsburgh minus 6.5 and money line at home today. Next matchup, we've got Washington versus Penn State. Penn State opening up as a 13.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 46.5. Washington coming into this matchup 5-4. Penn State 7-1. Washington coming off a USC win 26-21. Penn State, they're coming off a tough Ohio State loss 20-13. I just could expect a big bounce back from Penn State. They're 12-2 at home here. Tough loss to Ohio State. I like them to get back on track here. Give me Penn State minus 13.5 and money line at home in this one. Next matchup, we got BYU versus Utah. BYU opening up as a 4-point road favorite with the over-under at 40.5. BYU coming into this matchup 8-0. Utah 4-4. BYU, one of the last unbeaten teams left here, coming off a big UCF win. A crazy win where they were underdogs. Didn't really understand that. Utah on a 4-game losing streak, coming off a Houston loss. This Utah team, it's been pretty bad. The quarterback play has been very bad. Last 4 weeks, they've scored 14-7, 19-10, held under to 20 points. And you got BYU. I mean, they're putting up minimum. Yeah, like the minimum they're putting up is like 34. So this team is pretty much doubling what Utah's doing. BYU 5-0 covering on the road, 9-1 covering the spread here. Utah is 5-0 against BYU, but BYU has never really been this good in a long time. And Utah is very bad this year. Their offense is horrible. Give me BYU minus 4 and money line on the road today. Then the last matchup, we got Utah State versus Washington State. Washington State opening up as a 20.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 70. Utah State coming into this matchup 2-6. Washington State 7-1. Utah State coming off a Wyoming win 27-25, ending their big 6-game losing streak they were on. Washington State coming off a 3-point win against San Diego State. Utah State, crazy with how bad they've been. They could put up points here. I mean, they put up 27, 45, 34, 30, 29, 21. I mean, they could score points. They just haven't been able to get wins here, and their defense, they give up a lot of points here. Washington State, yeah, I mean, they're playing very good here. Their only bad loss really was against Boise State, and we know how good Boise State is here. Washington State 5-0 at home, 7-3 covering the spread here. I just can't back this Aggie team. They play no defense here, and give me Washington State minus 20.5 and money line at home today. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.